Fe'unukoula. It's great to have you here this morning. Tamoe o tua whawhio na taulokoloko. Tamoe sea, miska uifua. Whakatapu atu ki hōpiki mo mātāpure. Whakatapu ki kau whamau e tau te awekoini a Miss Heilala o wā te mātāpure. Whakatapu whoki ki he kau whakaate mahuina ke kehi. O kunau lōnu i he whare ko eni ki he hōpongi. Whakatapu ki kau whini hui. Ke whoki e nau unga mātua, whāmini mo kai ngā kuna o si lava mai i ka ahau. Tapu ngai hao kotoa o whakapua. Te whakatapu atu mo ki mautoro ko whape kuna o si lava mai o mea mai i whare ko eni e se tā whaame lua ki he hōpongi. Ka talanata i ati ao o pai ki tu mamao. E ata a pē o tuatani o whakahopa e hatongi a MC i he hōpongi. O ke ngō ko Sulieni, o ko lele mai nei Brisbane, Australia, lau ko kia ko Hamanunu, ko Tapuaki, ki o toke ko MC e ahoni, te a pia ki ko ko nani, i te ako o ko Nyongo pē ai uha, tau lau pē ko e whakapika Tapuaki, i ako pē. We'd like to greet you all this morning. First and foremost, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of God Almighty here in our presence today. I'd also like to acknowledge the chair of our program this morning, Mishka Uifua. Especially like to acknowledge our distinguished judges who are here this morning, and I'll introduce them very, very shortly. I want to also acknowledge all members of our nobility, and our tāpure, and all of our distinguished guests. I'd also like to pay acknowledgement this morning to our beautiful and stunning Miss Heilala contestants for the year 2019, their families, their friends, their supporters, some who've come from abroad to be with us here today. And especially to all of you who are here this morning. Thank you for giving up your time to be with us. It's a great honor to be here this morning. My name is Sulieni, and I am the Master of Ceremonies for this morning from Brisbane, Australia. It's great to be here in the Kingdom of God. And although our weather outside is quite wet and damp, our hearts are warm and our hearts are shining the sunshine of the Kingdom this morning on this very special occasion, the interview segment of our program for Miss Heilala Pageant 2019. Before we start though, I'd like to ask if President Moala could kindly make his way to the front to open our proceedings this morning in a word of prayer and give thanks to God. Wata whenga maare koeni, kia President Moala ke kata ki pē o whakahoko e tau oku ka mata e tau toki toko atu. Mālo.
Dia tua ko mau. Tamai ana off. Mau tua kata hai. Mai fo, mai fin. Mau to mo ma loat. Ko ti ba hon. Ko fa mai ma mari e ko to pi. Ko mau lo kau, fa ka luka. Ko kala mani fa ko ti bu. Ke mau ke. Mo fa ma lo atu ti afion. Ko vi ko mau fono. Ke mai ke mau tu. Mo ui mo ngau ke tong. Mo fa ma lo atu ki na tol. Ke na fa mo fo tu tu. Ko ka mlele. Ke mo fa ta mai ai. O ma fa no mari ko ni ya on. Mau Korea aho ngai ka ko ti ke tek mo to ko to ai ai ko kala me mau fa mau lo to atu ko hi ngai o fiti ko en na lo to ke kau ke ko kala fa di ani ko wani ka begini gina tol la mari lele no toto fi mari na la ha ho lele ko kalam na ni ka begini administrator CEO kalau tu ingat oskia belen kita kaki untuk itu sangat kalau kalaman mai ko ina tol pa tanga kamu ko piti ina ko papa kama ka begina gina tol wana na te umaya ko wan ina wa sia na we kaha ina wa ina wa kama mau ore a ngat ka pati itu tang kau itu toke di mama kole ka begina mai ngat miang yang mau gina tol ko toke waktu tahun ke mau Korea mufafia ngat ka pati gina wa sia ke yate gina tol ngat mi aku na fa amua hoi moloto gina mau Fatakau yang meneliti di Hawaii. Mengokol family moriat yang atau no ngasih halak itu metik mau tahu apa itu. Bagi asyik mal kehu moloto mau fai mau kore wafau al kesisu kalaisi. Amen.
Untuk peristiwa itu logo kamata koya foi poponi kata tahu apa ini kikere sanitari kata dia sanitari koya le agonia sama apa dia sesione final mola mafi ay koy tulelaki Portugal Matratona. Our welcome remarks this morning will be by the CEO for the Ministry of Tourism, Mr. Sione Final Walamafi.
Hello, children. Potore che sta avvenendo per il mio lavoro, per il lavoro, lo famavo con i sera, famavo, noi fatto che la zona da questa è una che e abbiamo fatto magari di la zona da fare un po' formali na poco di programma che la poi mancano una varia di portare ormai è stata ormai ma avevo che Tommy che quello non fa un programma per dire a pensare fino a che un po' più intorno a the need for cultural association and the government to Watu kama mambo hii ya ni kwa hali ilikuwa kama ya kando ni mtaka ndio kama mimi ni kwa kitu na wewe hii kwa ni ndio kwa sio materia ndio na not speaking ile program kwa ni kwa au labda iko bobo mai kwa sababu hiyo kwa kama atopena ke kala Pato aqui do longo do campo fora a ver o que está tudo sobre a ver. Quando ninguém não vai Maria seria o turno que estava no sul dele para uma Maria. O plano de vida foi o da Maria. Também na todo na Maria. O plano que estava porque estava que fia
Before I acknowledge our corporate sponsors who have helped put today's program on today's program, I'd like to just take a moment to quickly go through some house rules. So if you have a mobile phone with you today, we welcome the use of mobile phones, and if you can kindly ensure that the ringtone is on vibrate or silent, not to interfere with the running of the proceedings today. A reminder also this is a non-smoking venue. If you are smoking, we kindly ask that you smoke outside the venue and keep any distractions to a minimum, particularly during the time when our contestants are doing the presentation. While I call it, we want to
Poi tudo me foi a parede, qualquer telefone voltou a dar, teve na hora que o telefone voltou. pe o tipo te o telefoni ke o ta ia o o asi a te a te ia o kalama e o e pare to o ta ko e na pa o te ta pa ko ia te e o te ia o pai ai ta pa e ko e tenho pa ko ai ai o e lea e ka tu ko ia ko fini lui o ia tu te ia te ta long te no fa apa te ia te na tolo o te ta wa ke ko ia te stretch na tolo ka tachi. It's a little bit stiff in here this morning, so maybe just to break the ice a little bit, maybe it's nice if we could just turn into the person beside us and say, "You look beautiful this way." And if the person beside you doesn't look fantastic, you might need to tell a white lie, yeah? No, you look all terrific this morning. In particular, our beautiful contestants for Miss Heilala 2019. Can we take a moment get our paspasima and put a boy I'm sure they're feeling a little bit nervous, but I feel like I programma para que e ai ki o mo io te o na ba si ki tai lili pe I mu ai te te lea pe ko ko tona kakai, but I'm sure you'll make them feel really welcome when they come up to present this morning. We have some formalities including acknowledging our sponsors, so please allow me a few moments to go through some of the formalities before I introduce our judging panel this morning. So our elite sponsors for Heilala Festival 2019 includes the Government of the Kingdom of Tonga, in particular the Ministry of Tourism, Fiji Airways, Real Tonga Airlines and NBF Bank. They're our elite sponsors. Platinum sponsors include Digicel Tonga, Tonga National Reserve Bank, the Bank of the South Pacific, Tonga Power Limited and the Ports Authority. Our gold sponsors are Waste Authority. Reigning Miss Heilala 2018-2019. Miss Heilala 2018-2019. Please put your hands together for Caroline Lepataria Lopatura. I'd also like to now introduce our contestants. But we have 24 contestants here, one is still travelling in. So ladies and gentlemen, please keep your applause for the end. But I'd like to introduce our 24 contestants who are here with us this morning. Number one, Miss Tui Tui Fashion, Suana Falahola Aleva. Number two, Miss Fe'unukoula. Contestant number 3, Miss Alubidi Home, Melitavita Pasila Alubidi. Contestant number 4, Miss Salone Accounting Services, Mabutu Fana Lavenai. Contestant number 5, Miss Ewa Tourism, Emeline Lorraine. Contestant number 6, Miss Tonga Tourism. Contestant number 7, Miss Cruise Ship, Sia Ilometea, Fe'unukoula. Contestant number 8, Miss Starfly Tourism, Heilala. Contestant number 9, Miss Terra Pacific Australia, contestant number 10, Miss Lamakali, Baikopuna, contestant 11, Miss Makapeke Resort, Arden or Halekulani, Pakai. Contestant number 12, Miss SNS Trading USA, Heilala, Bolera, Musia, Apollo, Telenato Control, Tuikoloto Soko. Contestant number 13, Mr. Practice Nasita Production, Volunteer, Contestant 14, Miss Malata Tourism, Atinate Tinao Rahikiko. Contestant number 15, Mr. Praxis Waves of the Pacific, Contestant number 16, Miss Makahongovalu, Seletute, Catalina Filipini. Contestant number 17, Mr. Praxis Mutule Bar and Restaurant, Ioma Telenakita Contestant 18, Miss Bold Fashions, Cristina Kimoana Malolo Velofia. Contestant 19, Miss Bold Sports, Lisieri Tonga Makiahao Tampa. Contestant 20, Miss Tonga Australia 2019, Anna Naisesa Makiahao. Contestant 21, Miss Praxis New Zealand 2019, Genevieve Contestant 22, Miss Ministry of Infrastructure Otile Monica. Contestant 23, Miss Tyre Runner Expenses Australia, Kinawalani Chanel Liu. And contestant 24, who's here with us today, Miss Lady Maria Tonga Australia 2019. Allow me now to go through how the prizes work in terms of our contestants. So, our contestants entering the Miss Heilala pageant will compete for the following titles. Miss Heilala 2019-2020. The winner of this title will receive a minimum cash prize of 5,000 ba'ala, air travel in the Pacific, and the traditional crown and sash. Miss Heilala first runner-up. The winner of this title will receive a minimum cash prize of 4,000 ba'ala. Miss Heilala, second runner-up. The winner of this title will receive a minimum cash prize of 3,000 ba'ala. Miss Heilala, third runner-up, will receive a minimum cash prize of 2,000 ba'ala. Miss Heilala, fourth runner-up, will receive a minimum cash prize of 1,000 ba'ala. This year we also have the addition of the following titles, which have special awards, which will be presented as well. The Best Pre-Pageant Interview Award, minimum cash prize of 500 ba'ala. Best Talent Award, minimum cash prize of 500 ba'ala. Best Traditional Costume Award, minimum cash prize of 500 ba'ala. Best Sarong Award, minimum cash prize of 500 ba'ala. Best Taurunga Award, minimum prize is 1,000 ba'ala. Best Stage Interview will be 500 ba'ala. Miss Congeniality Award, cash prize of 500 ba'ala. Miss Masani Award, minimum of 500 ba'ala, and Miss Photogenic Award, minimum cash prize of 500 ba'ala. Now, today is the pre-pageant interview. This category is judged on the contestants' overall presentations. Essential is her ability for social interaction and to communicate clearly, confidently, and knowledgeably to the questions asked. Now, the contestants have drawn their topics for the pre-pageant interviews during the week on Wednesday, and with their pre-pageant interviews they'll be held today. We are allowing each of our contestants will have a moment for a presentation, and then the two of the judges will ask them one question each. During their presentation, they're allowed 3 minutes maximum for their presentation. When they're 1 minute away from the conclusion of that 3-minute segment, a yellow card will go up as an indication to prepare to finish. A red card indicates their time is finished. If they go over time, they will be deducted points for every 10 seconds that they exceed the allocated time, and the judges will mark them down accordingly at that point in time. Now, the judges have been given a set of questions on the issues and topics that are being provided to the contestants for their presentation in order to facilitate the process easily. Now I'd like to introduce our chair as well as our panel of judges, and I'm going to read a little bit of our chair for today is Mishka Baia Kuputuifua. Mishka is the first Miss Ghana to attain international management positions with Westpac Bank in Australia before being assigned to head up the Westpac Bank of Tonga. The first female and first non-Anglo-Saxon to manage a Westpac Bank outside of Australia and New Zealand in Westpac's 100-year history in the Pacific. After a 20-year career in banking, was appointed the chairperson of the Public Service Commission for the Government of Tonga. Following a 5-year full-time stint in the public sector, she returned to the private sector to set up her very first privately owned and locally incorporated commercial bank here in Tonga. She's presented the Chief Executive Officer of the National Business Services, Tonga and Australia, also been awarded the Order of Queen Saote III in recognition of service to Tonga on the coronation of His Majesty King George V. Her interests include music, Tongan arts and culture, historical movies, travel and reading. And she's a board member of local and regional boards, contributes to numerous community projects, particularly primarily the high school scholarships for disadvantaged children. An optimist who always looks for the potential and positive element in all situations. Would you put your hands together for our chair today, Mishka? I'm going to introduce
introduce now your panel of judges for this morning, and I'd ask as I introduce it, the judges could kindly stand up as I call out their names, starting with Ms. Rosamond Bing, the CEO for Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, a lawyer by profession specialising in government law and public policy, and also has a personal passion for oceans and environmental issues which are critical to the Kingdom's tourism industry. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Rosamond Bing. Our next judge this morning is Mrs. Victorina Kioa. Victorina Kioa is the mother of 4 children and spouse and companion to the love of her life, Dr. Sionimo Kioa. She has worn many different hats in the banking and private sector as an HR specialist. She is the manager of the Tonga Business Enterprise Centre under the Tonga Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated, and is currently with the Government of Tonga as the Deputy CEO at the Office of the Public Service Commission. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mrs. Victorina Kioa. Our third judge this morning, Eleni Levin-Evi. Ladies and gentlemen, Eleni Levin-Evi of Fasimuyafi heads the European Union office in Tonga. She is a mobiliser of the Fasi Community on Drugs-Related Neighbourhood Watch and the founder of the No Destiny campaign here in Tonga. She is at the origin of the Pomama think tank on good leadership and board member of the Dare to Dream Foundation dealing with issues of deportees coming back here to Tonga. Eleni is also a fashion designer, winner of Cultural Designer of the Year for Fiji Fashion Week 2009-2010 in Fiji. She also models for her co-designers and trains young people on beauty tips, etiquette, and being resilient as a young woman. She did this in her capacity as former president of the Tongan community in Vanuatu and also in Fiji. Eleni believes in beauty being a whole package that embraces one's personality, intelligence, cultural and spiritual values, and how well one relates and responds to the people's needs around them and her environment to make this world a safer place for all, and especially for the most vulnerable in our society. She feels that beauty pageantry is a safe space for advocacy for the safety of our young people and community as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Eleni Devi. Judge number 4 this morning, Mr. Tadako Moyaki, is the head of the Asia Development Bank here in the Kingdom of Tonga. As a seasoned civil servant and has resumed CEO positions in a number of ministries, including CEO at the Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Finance, as well as Secretary for Foreign Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen,